I broke down Ryan Trahan's secret formula for viral hooks that will skyrocket your attention. I've always been a fan of Ryan, but how does he glue my eyeballs to the screen? In this video, I'll show you the 5 sentences that are a must-have to go viral, according to Ryan, because if you don't implement it, you might never make it on YouTube. So here are the 5 sentences that I'm going to discuss, and what I've got here is his 4 most recent videos and the transcripts for those intros, and his 4 most popular videos, and again the transcripts for those videos. So let's break it down and start with the first point, which is T. Have you ever seen a restaurant with no reviews? I'm re-downloading TikTok, buying the first 100 TikTok ads that I see. Airbnb has these things called categories. I have collected the craziest 1-star airline reviews from across the world. Now, as you could probably tell, these sentences here are actually pretty much the exact title of the video. Have you ever seen a restaurant with no reviews? I tested restaurants with no reviews. Re-downloading TikTok, buying the first 100 TikTok ads I see. I actually bought 100 TikTok ads. Airbnb has these things called categories. I tried every Airbnb category. What he's doing here, and most of the time it's the first sentence, is just reaffirming why someone clicked. He's just repeating the title, because if you clicked on a video called I tested restaurants with no reviews, you want to be reaffirmed that that's what you're watching. Have you ever seen a restaurant with no reviews? This is a really powerful and crucial component in the 5-sentence structure. All right, the next sentence he uses is crucial, and again, he does this in pretty much every video. It's weird, it's strange, I don't like it. Most of these restaurants are food trucks or perhaps small businesses inside of gas stations or grocery stores waiting patiently to be reviewed. For the first time, I felt old. Tree houses, cabins, Shrek Swamp, I literally went to that one. I've stayed in quite a few categories so far, and out of all of the videos I've made, I've had the most fun staying in weird houses. And today, I'm going to put that to the test. And what he's doing is providing some backstory. You have to get invested in the storyline. Why is this happening? Why are we doing this? What's the actual story behind the whole reason for this video? Most of these restaurants are food trucks or perhaps small businesses inside of gas stations or grocery stores waiting patiently to be reviewed. What he's doing here is painting a picture of the backstory. It's the reason that this whole video is taking place. All right, the next component here is P. I'm going to the restaurants in my city that literally have 0 ratings. And by the end of this video, I am going to meet back up with Haley's cousins. So I made it a life goal to stay in every single Airbnb category on the planet starting with boats. However, the only rule is I have to leave a 5-star review for each airline, but I cannot lie. So what he's doing here with these sentences is telling you the premise of the video. This is the transformation that you are going to be watching. By the end of this video, I'm going to meet back up with Haley's cousins. And often he even says the word, this is my goal, or this is the rule. He really spells it out and makes it very obvious. All right, the next sentence here is S. They could be incredible, they could be horrible, and that's up for me to decide. But this time I'm going to fit in. My final boss for this challenge is going to an airline based in Europe with the best name ever but the most frightening reviews ever, Ryanair. What he's doing here is setting the stakes. This is really important. Your videos need to have some sort of stake. Otherwise, why are you going to keep watching? And then before I tell you the last one, there's something interesting that I found. There is actually a big difference between his recent videos and his most successful, aka his most watched videos, which I want to dive into. The last one here, which I'm just going to tell you, is the B story. He doesn't have this in every video, but he does have it in some, such as this one here. I needed an excuse to watch the football highlights because I've got a fantasy draft this week and I'm pretty excited for that. He's just introducing you to the B story. He doesn't always do this in the introduction, but he sometimes does. One thing I find quite interesting in these is that he really makes it obvious when the introduction is over. Now that you know what's at stake for the video, let's eat. So that is a very clear ending to the intro. Or for this one, here we go. Obviously, okay, cool, now we're starting. Let's go to Miami. Cool, we're starting the video. Let's catch our first flight. Cool, he's starting the video. He makes it very obvious when the intro is over. Now these here are his most recent videos, and these here are his most watched videos. They do have a big difference between them though, which I did find interesting. What I did was actually go through the word count here, because I wanted to know how many words is in the intro. And interestingly enough, he actually used to have a lot longer intros than he does now. Or at least these videos here, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, 4 years ago. These intros here are substantially longer, 286, 68, this one is a lot shorter, 209, 308, whereas these here, 119, 90, 66, and 97. They seem to be getting a lot shorter than they used to be. However, the videos with longer intros have more views. So does longer intros mean more views, or is it smart to make your intros shorter like Ryan's doing now? Well, that's for you to decide, but I do know one thing. This structure does work. How do I know? Well, you're still watching, and I used it for this video's introduction. I broke down Ryan Trahan's secret formula for viral hooks that will skyrocket your attention. I've always been a fan of Ryan, but how does he glue my eyeballs to the screen? In this video, I'll show you the 5 sentences that are a must-have to go viral, according to Ryan, because if you don't implement it, you might never make it on YouTube. I don't have a B story for this video. If you want to learn how to write good titles, then click on this video here. Or if you're wondering why contrast and saturation is terrible advice for thumbnails, then click on this video here. Thanks for watching, I hope you found it useful.